Did you know that the Hoover Dam contains enough concrete to stretch across the entire United States? That's a lot of concrete. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time imagining our nation's highways replaced with a solid strip of dam concrete. But hey, that's what you get when you're dealing with one of the greatest engineering feats of the 20th century. Let's take a moment to appreciate the workers who made this possible. Imagine the scene. Hundreds of high-scalers dangling from ropes, blasting their way through the solid rock. Talk about a hard day's work. And all to create a dam so epic it makes the Great Wall of China look like a picket fence. But the Hoover Dam isn't just about size. It's also home to some stunning scenery, from longmouth bass to ducks to people fishing in its massive reservoir. So not only is it a marvel of engineering, but it's also Instagram-worthy. Now let's dive into a fan fiction story that's just as impressive as the dam itself. In our tale, a group of engineers arrives at the barren land, eyes gleaming with the thought of the monstrous task ahead. Imagine a band of engineers, a motley crew, each with a hard hat that seemed to have seen more sunrises than themselves. Their expressions, a mix of determination, excitement, and a pinch of "what on earth have we signed up for?" Meet Bob, the team leader, a man whose mustache was as impressive as his understanding of concrete. Then there's Sal, the dynamite expert. He could blast a hole through a mountain and still have enough explosives left for a 4th of July fireworks show. And let's not forget Jimmy, the high scaler, a chap with an uncanny love for heights and an even uncannier dislike for gravity. These brave souls, our heroes, stood on the precipice of a vast empty landscape that would soon house one of the most stupendous structures known to man, the Hoover Dam. They scanned the horizon, their minds buzzing with calculations, plans, and the occasional daydream about a well-earned vacation. Bob was the first to break the silence. "Well," he began, twirling his mustache in deep thought, "I reckon we'll need a whole heap of concrete." A profound statement indeed. Sal chimed in, "And a dash of dynamite, or maybe a truckload," she added with a smirk. Jimmy, looking skyward, simply said, "And a sturdy rope, definitely a sturdy rope." As the sun dipped behind the distant hills, casting long shadows over the would-be dam site, the engineers huddled around a blueprint that was spread out on the hood of a dusty pickup truck. They pointed, argued, laughed, and planned. The blueprint was more than just a plan. It was a dream, a promise of what was to come. The task was colossal, the stakes were high, and the timeline was, well, let's just call it optimistic. But our intrepid engineers weren't fazed. After all, they weren't just building a dam, they were crafting a monument, a testament to human ingenuity. The grandeur of the Hoover Dam project was daunting, but the engineers were ready for the challenge. With the engineers in place, an army of workers was needed, and who better than the most fearless of them all, the high scalers. Imagine this, folks. You're hanging on a rope, hundreds of feet above ground, with a jackhammer in your hands that weighs almost as much as your grandma's fruitcake. Your job? To blast away rock from the canyon walls. It's not for the faint of heart, nor for those with the fear of heights or jackhammers or grandma's fruitcake for that matter. These daredevils, known as high scalers, had the task of removing the loose rock from the canyon walls. They were the human mountain goats of the Hoover Dam project. Now the high scalers didn't just swing around on ropes all day like some sort of construction Tarzan. They had to use their jackhammers and dynamite to blast away at the canyon walls, all while dangling from a thread. It was a job that combined the grace of a trapeze artist, the strength of a weightlifter, and the sheer guts of a tightrope walker. And if the danger of falling rocks, faulty equipment, or just plain gravity wasn't enough, the high scalers had to contend with the Nevada heat. Picture this. It's 100 degrees out, the sun is beating down on you, you're hanging from a rope, operating a jackhammer, and you're literally in the middle of nowhere. Talk about a hot job. I mean, who needs a sauna? Despite the risks, these brave men swung from their ropes day in and day out, chipping away at the canyon walls. Each blast, each swing of the jackhammer brought the Hoover Dam closer to reality. They were the unsung heroes, the human cranes, the rock stars of the dam project. No pun intended, of course. So, next time you're having a tough day on the job, spare a thought for these high scalers. They literally hung in the balance to create one of the most magnificent man-made structures the world has ever seen. Scaling the heights and depths of the canyon, these brave high scalers were the backbone of the Hoover Dam project. As the dam took shape, something magical began to happen. No, the concrete didn't start singing show tunes, but close enough. Let's imagine for a moment, folks, that this is not your everyday run-of-the-mill dam. This dam is the Hoover Dam, and it's got a few tricks up its sleeve. Picture this. The dam didn't just hold back water. Oh no, that would be too easy. This dam, it held back time. The moment the last block of concrete was set, time slowed to a crawl. The seconds felt like minutes. The minutes felt like hours. The engineers, they didn't age a day. Talk about a perk of the job. Not only that, but the dam had a magnetic pull. Not the kind that would have you stick to it like a fridge magnet, but a pull that attracted all sorts of wildlife. The once barren desert began to bloom with life. And here's the kicker. The dam had a sense of humor. Every now and then, it would release a burst of water that looked just like a long-mouthed bass leaping out of the water. The local ducks, they thought it was hilarious. They'd quack up every time. The dam wasn't just a marvel of engineering, it became a hub of activity. People started coming from miles around, drawn to the magic of the dam. They'd sit by its edge, casting their fishing lines, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive concrete fish. And the dam, well, it took it all in stride. It stood tall and proud, a beacon in the desert. It was more than just a dam, it was a magical sanctuary. It turned a barren wasteland into a thriving ecosystem, a place where life could flourish against all odds. So there you have it, the Hoover Dam. Not just a concrete wonder, but a magical, life-giving, time-warping, fish-creating marvel. Who knew concrete could be so charming? From a barren wasteland to a thriving ecosystem, the dam was truly magical. Who knew concrete could be so charming? With the dam complete, the engineers stood back to marvel at their creation. And boy, was it a sight to behold. It was as if they'd just completed the eighth wonder of the world, a monument to human ingenuity and the power of duct tape and chewing gum. These engineers, they didn't just walk, oh no. They strutted around like peacocks, chests puffed out, hard hats shining under the desert sun. You'd think they'd just invented the wheel or discovered fire. Their grins were wider than the dam itself and twice as sturdy. They looked at the dam, their dam, with such love and awe, it was as if they were new parents, gazing upon their newborn for the first time. Except instead of a cute cooing baby, it was a colossal concrete structure. The relief was palpable, like a heavy burden had been lifted off their shoulders. They were as light as feathers, floating around on a cloud of accomplishment. It was as if they had been holding their breath for years, and finally, they could breathe again. And the dam, oh the dam, it stood there tall and proud, basking in the adoration of its creators. It was like the Mona Lisa, enigmatic and enduring, a testament to the sheer power of human will. The engineers started to celebrate, popping open bottles of champagne as if they'd won the lottery. The air was filled with laughter and cheers, and the clinking of glasses echoed through the desert. And just when you thought the engineers couldn't get any happier, they started fishing. Yes, fishing, casting their lines into the water, hoping to catch a long-mouthed bass or two. They even tried to feed the ducks, although the ducks seemed more interested in the breadcrumbs than the engineers. As the sun set on the Hoover Dam, the engineers knew they had created something truly extraordinary. Well, wasn't that a damn good story? It's like a roller coaster ride, right? We dived into the deep end with the arrival of our super engineers, those brave souls ready to tackle the beast that is Hoover Dam. We got a taste of their relentless grit, hard hats and all, as they blasted through mountains, their spirit as impenetrable as the concrete they poured. And oh boy, the high scalers, those daredevils dangling from the cliffs, chipping away like sculptors creating a masterpiece. Then we ventured into the realm of magic, where our dam wasn't just a dam. It was a symphony of sneery and long-mouthed bass, a ballet of ducks, and a fishing haven for folks far and wide. We wrapped it all up with that grand finale, a testament to human determination and ingenuity. So next time you see a dam, remember our brave engineers and their magical creation. And who knows, maybe you'll spot a singing concrete block.